The wedding photos came back without a groom. In shot after shot, Amara smiled into empty air, holding out a ring to no one, raising a glass to no one, cutting a cake with no one. The videographer swore he had filmed a tall, well-dressed man. On the memory card, there was only Amara, her family, and a gap where her husband should have stood. That was the first public sign that something was deeply wrong. 3 months earlier, Amara was a 21-year-old tomato seller in Aba, helping her widowed mother feed two younger brothers. Their house leaked, their debts piled. Amara often lay awake at night, wondering if life would ever change. Then, she met Kelvin Aid on Facebook. His profile showed him in London, by red buses, near glass towers, in polished suits. He told her he was a businessman. He said she was beautiful and deserved better. His voice was soft, his words like honey. I want to marry you, Amara. You will not suffer. Again, video calls followed. His camera was dim, his face partly shadowed, his eyes reflecting light in an unnatural way. She dismissed it. Poor internet, she thought. Her heart wanted to believe. Soon, he sent money. Not small transfers, real bundles. Amara paid school fees, bought food, even repainted the house. Her mother cried with joy. My daughter, she said, a river that brings water in dry season must not be blocked. Hold on to this man. Amara nodded, but in her heart, a whisper asked, why is his face always dim? She told her best friend, Chiamaka, only about the love. She kept the money a secret. She feared her friend would call it a trap. When Kelvin said, I am coming to Nigeria, we will marry at once, then fly to the UK together, Amara's heart leapt. She believed her suffering had ended. On the day of his arrival, Amara dressed like a bride before the bride price. She wore borrowed lace, tied her mother's best wrapper, and powdered her cheeks. At Port Harcourt International Airport, her hands shook as she scanned the crowd. I've landed, Kelvin said on the phone. Look near the exit. Black jacket. I'm waving. Amara's eyes fixed on him. He was tall and well-built, not old as she had feared, but there was something wrong. His skin looked too smooth, his eyes too sharp, his smile stiff like a mask. She hesitated. He walked straight to her and hugged her. My love, he whispered. It's me. On the drive to Aba, Kelvin handed her an envelope bulging with cash. For your family, he said. Let them prepare. On Saturday, I paid the bride price. At home, her mother danced barefoot in the compound. Neighbors crowded in, shouting blessings. Chiamaka pulled Amara aside. He looks strange. Are you sure? Amara forced a smile. I'm fine. She didn't mention the money. She didn't mention the unease crawling in her chest. That night, staring at the ceiling, Amara whispered, Lord, who did I just welcome? Saturday came with ululation, drums, and rows of plastic chairs. Kelvin arrived with crates of drinks, goats, clothes, and envelopes. Everything on the bride price list. The elders beamed. Women danced in wrappers. Her mother clapped until her palms turned red. See how God lifts the humble, one uncle said. This girl has wiped shame from her family. Amara stood beside Kelvin, smiling on cue. Inside, her heart thumped. His hand on hers was cold, his breath metallic. When he whispered, Tonight, you are mine, her stomach turned, but her mind replayed her mother's words. A rich man in the hand is better than 10 poor boys in the bush. That night, in the small room her aunt prepared, Amara gave in. Afterwards, she lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Kelvin slept deeply, not once turning toward her. At dawn, he was gone. A text blinking on her phone. Rest. Tomorrow, we start your visa by noon. A strange burning started when she used the toilet. At first, she thought stress. By evening, sharp pain came with a discharge that looked like gray flakes. She clenched her jaw. It will pass, she told herself. The pain worsened. Every visit to the toilet was fire. She bought antibiotics at a pharmacy. Nothing changed. At night, the itching grew unbearable. She used a toothbrush to scratch, desperate, until her skin tore. She hid the stained wrappers, terrified her mother might see. Kelvin's calls continued. His face was still partly hidden on video. Visa in 2 weeks, he assured. I know people at the embassy. He sent more cash. Amara passed it silently to her mother. She told Chiamaka nothing of the money. She only admitted she was tired. Let's see a doctor, Chiamaka urged. Not yet, Amara said. It will pass. But it did not. One night, she lay cold on her mat, tears wetting her pillow. She whispered, why am I suffering? While everyone thinks I am lucky. The family insisted on a full customary wedding. Let the whole town see this blessing, the uncle said. The compound overflowed with music, dance, and laughter. Kelvin held Amara's hand under the canopy, squeezing each time she winced. During the dance, pain shot through her. She slipped away to clutch the bathroom sink, gasping. When she returned, she forced her smile wide for the camera. The next day, the photographer sent preview shots. Amara's blood chilled. In one picture, she held a ring toward empty space. In another, she toasted beside no one. She blinked hard, telling herself it was an error. She deleted the images and told no one. At night, Kelvin texted, proud of you. In a week, we travel. London is waiting. She wanted it to be true so badly that she pushed away the dread. Kelvin rented a new apartment in Aba for Amara. Stay here until we travel, he said. I'll be in and out. Don't worry, she moved in. The guards at the gate greeted her. Days passed. Kelvin never stayed. Too much work, he explained. Each time she asked about paperwork, he sent a voice note. Relax, I have contacts. The pain grew worse. She stopped sleeping. Her body grew thin. Chiamaka visited and frowned. You're pale. Let's go to a clinic. Amara shook her head. Not now. Soon, she didn't admit the bathroom smelled of blood and decay. She didn't admit she hid money in a drawer for her mother. She only clung to Calvin's promise. 7 days, we fly. By the third week, Amara collapsed in the apartment. Chiamaka rushed her to a hospital. The doctor examined her and looked grave. We cannot discharge you. If you go home, you may not survive, Amara whispered. But my husband is taking me to London on the 14th. The doctor shook his head. Forget London. We must fight for your life. On the bed, Amara begged Chiamaka. Call Kelvin. They called. No answer. Again. The line went off. Chiamaka ran to the apartment to find him. At the gate, she asked the guards, where is my friend's husband? The guards frowned. Madam, your friend has lived here alone. From the first day till now, no man ever stayed here. Chiamaka returned with proof. She and the photographer reviewed the wedding files. In every shot, there was a space beside Amara. In every video, she danced with empty air. They went to Mama Ozioma, a respected prayer leader. She examined the photos and sighed. He was never a man from London. He is local, wearing a mask of lies, a familiar spirit. His goal was not marriage, it was destruction. They searched the apartment and found a small box under the bed. Inside was Amara's passport photo, her name written in red ink, tied with thread. Mama Ozioma shook her head. This is a covenant point. It must be broken. That night, Mama Ozioma and two elders prayed over Amara in the hospital. They cut the thread. burned the photo, and asked Amara to renounce every tie. She whispered, I break every promise. I choose life. Her body shook. She screamed once, then fell silent. The metallic smell around her faded. She breathed deeply and began to weep. Chiamaka's phone rang from a blocked number. A male voice hissed, You have spoiled everything. The line caught. Mama Ozioma said calmly, Ignore the noise. The chain is broken by morning. Amara's vitals improved. She slept without pain for the first time in weeks. Amara's recovery was slow but steady. Weeks passed, and the hospital bed that once echoed with her cries now carried her gentle laughter. Her face filled out again. Her eyes grew brighter, though shadows of the ordeal lingered. Each time she walked the hospital corridor, nurses whispered, That's the girl who survived the spirit husband. Her mother sat by her bedside one evening, tears of regret streaking her cheeks. Amara, forgive me. I pushed you into this because of money. I did not see the danger. She gripped her daughter's hands tightly. A good river may overflow, but not every flood is a blessing. Amara wept softly, holding her mother close. They both knew the scars would remain, but so would the bond of survival. When Amara was discharged, the compound filled with neighbors and relatives eager to hear the story. Mama Ozioma stood before them, her voice commanding, yet gentle. Let this be a warning. The devil wears many suits. Sometimes he comes as a man from abroad, flashing money and promises. Ask questions, investigate, protect your daughters, protect your sons. Do not let greed blind your eyes. Amara herself later spoke to a group of young women at her church. Dressed simply in Ankara, her voice trembled but carried truth. I almost lost my life chasing an illusion. Online love is not always real. Behind sweet words and photos can be danger. Please, sisters, don't fall because of money or promises of travel. Do your due diligence. Protect yourself before you fall prey. The women listened in silence, some nodding, others wiping tears. One girl whispered, This could have been me. That night, Amara sat alone with Chiamaka, her faithful friend. She flipped through her wedding album, page after page of photos, where she stood smiling at empty space. With a sigh, she closed it and said, I was saved for a reason. My story is not just mine, it is a warning. Outside, the village lights flickered, as if echoing her words. When a gift shines too quickly, test if it is light or fire, for not all who knock on your door come with good intent. What are your thoughts regarding this story? Tell us of any similar story that you have encountered that is similar to this one, and also tell us where you are listening from. We would love to hear from you. Before you leave, do not forget to like the video, share with your family and friends, and lastly, subscribe to the channel. We love seeing you here. See you in the next story. Take care.